For today's daily move, we're talking about a Baker cyst. So, what a Baker cyst is when there's inflammation that forms behind the knee. And it usually results because of an underlying knee injury or conditioning that has been happening in the body for a while. When you take things like aspirin or medication or even cortisone injections, it doesn't necessarily prevent it from coming back. The only way that you need to, or the only way you can possibly heal it is getting to the underlying reason why that knee is being strained. So during today's daily move, we're going to go over some exercises to help with the painful inflammation that resides behind the kneecap during a Baker cyst. The best thing for it is actually ice, and then also creating some circulation so that we can restrict blood flow and then bring blood flow back to the area so that it can heal properly. And then also restore the range of motion that's lost. What happens through inflammation is it actually stops our body from moving so that we can't harm it any further. But then it becomes very uncomfortable for us to move. So in today's daily move, I'm going to go over some exercises to help out when you have a Baker cyst. And here you can see it on a human body, what that actually looks like. You can see that there's swelling on that left knee compared to the right. And it is very painful. So today we're going to go over some exercises to just help get the blood flowing, also help the mobility. But the bigger question is, what is the underlying muscular reason why it's putting strain into that knee to aggravate it and create that swelling? We're going to want to do is create compression around the knee. So what I've done here is I've wrapped up the knee, and you're going to place the leg up onto a couch, and what you're trying to do is straighten that knee and then bend the knee. So what we're doing here is we're kind of cutting off some circulation, because something that we need to do is get proper blood flow into that knee where that Baker cyst is. So I'm just contracting my quad here. So about 30 seconds of that. I don't want you to lose any circulation, obviously. You're going to undo that wrap. Then I want you to lay on your back, and I want you to point and flex the foot. So again, you can have your foot resting, or you can have it up towards the ceiling. What we're doing here is just regaining the blood flow back towards that knee. So next, we have to stretch out that calf. So you can grab a towel or a band to place over top of the foot. And then what I'm doing here is I'm actually pulling my toes towards my face to get that calf. And then I'm going to push down a little bit and relax, bringing that calf toward, or sorry, not the calf, the foot towards it, stretching the calf very gently. Next, you're going to sit. You're going to have your foot out in front of you. You're going to bring the toes up towards your chest. And then I want you to lean forward gently. So now we're getting a hamstring stretch here. So relax here. Now push your heel to come back up. Relax down again. And then push your heel to come back up. We're going to do this a few times here. Again, going gently, seeing what your body will allow you with that motion. So afterwards, you're gonna want a wall. You're gonna push into the wall, and then you're gonna drop the calf backwards. So we're feeling that stretch in the leg that's back here. Now you can, if you want, come up towards the wall and lean forward to get the calf, wherever you feel that stretch. So next you're gonna grab a rolled up towel. You're gonna place that on the ground. You're gonna sit next to it. You're gonna place the leg that has the Baker cyst on it. And what you're gonna do is contract the quad for the leg to lift up. I don't even care if your foot lifts up or not. What I care about is, can you contract the quad? So you're engaging the quad muscles here, relaxing the leg. Engage the quad muscles again. Now, this tapping really helps the brain connect to that muscle tissue, and it's a lot easier to start engaging those muscles. So another variation of this is taking a ball, or you can take the roller again, and you're gonna place it behind your knee standing, and you're gonna do the same thing. So now I'm gonna contract into it, bend. So same thing, I'm activating my quad, but now I'm in a standing position versus laying down. This is just how you progress it. I wouldn't necessarily do one right after the other. But once one gets too easy, you can start going into the standing one. And once the standing one gets too easy, you can actually put a band around your leg like so, have it anchored in front of you, and now you're going to be pulling back. Again, it's anchored. I just don't have anything to anchor it to in front of me. But those are those three progressions that you're going to do. So you're going to want something that slides easily on the ground. You're going to lay down onto your back. You're going to push your knee or your leg away. And then I want you to pull your heel towards your butt. So this is the first progression here, where you're just pulling the heel with no resistance. Once that becomes too easy, you can actually lift up your hips and then drag something on the ground. And once that becomes too easy, the next progression is same thing. The band is hooked up. It's anchored onto the wall there. You're laying on your stomach, and you'll be pulling your heel towards your butt with that anchored. So we'll also want to start strengthening the quads as well. So the first progression is going into a wall sit. The higher up, the easier it's going to be. The closer you get down to 90, the harder it's going to be. And then you're just working the muscles here into those quad muscles. So the second progression is going to actually being able to lift up a leg. And it is good to alter the legs, not just the side that has the Baker cyst. And if that's getting too easy, you're going to grab a band. Place it around the knee. We're going to be doing side steps. So you're going to have a slight little bend. And I want you to take baby steps here. So I don't want you to take long steps, because the longer steps you take, the easier it is to cheat. So we're just taking baby steps here. So this is the third progression. So start on the wall with the wall sit, then the leg kick out, and then we're going to do these walks. And then lastly, we're going to end with a rollout. So you're going to grab a roller or a ball. We're going to start with the hamstrings. So you're going to sit down and we're going to roll out the hamstrings here. Going nice and slow. Again, this is going to start promoting some blood flow, creating some compression. So when dealing with a Baker cyst, it's a bursa sac that gets inflamed. So there's fluid there, it's cranky, it's unhappy. If you truly want to get rid of a Baker cyst, you have to figure out why is the knee upset. So mechanically, what's going on? So whenever I'm working with someone, I'm always looking at how are their ankles working? How are their hips working? How is their low back working? So once we've taken care of, I'm going to say the fire, we've put out the fire, meaning the painfulness in the knee. The next thing that we need to address is the mechanics. So I'm going from hamstring down into my calf now. So the next thing is fixing and figuring out the faulty mechanics. So I have other videos that I've already put up with the happy ankles, the happy feet one. And then there's another one that says happy hips as well. So I would actually pair those two with this one once the knee is feeling better. And once we're done the rollout here, and you can actually go into the adductors a little bit too, right around the knee, I would then ice between 10 to 20 minutes, putting the ice on the back of the leg, right where the cyst is. But I would say this is just the triage part, and then the second part is the longer part, is trying to figure out where the mechanic issue is that's putting that stress into that knee to then create that inflammation that's creating that sac. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the comments below. I am not a physical therapist. I'm not an athletic therapist. I'm a muscle activation technique specialist. So what I look for is imbalances in the muscles that could lead to an issue like that. But usually something that's that acute is not in my wheelhouse. However, we're doing the best we can with everyone being at home. And I had a question about Baker cyst. And so here's my knowledge with doing some active exercises at home that you can help yourself with. Of course, if it becomes more of a problem, I would go and seek the proper medical attention who's an expert into that field. Hopefully that helps. Now please go ice.